Hello, everybody, and welcome to IC Markets Market Commentary. My name is Tamar Mehr from Trade with Precision, and today I want to take a look at some index market. And we had a nice strong bounce at the beginning of this trading weeks on most of the index market. And I want to take a look at potential setups and my favorite index for a continuation of this bounce. So the market is still bearish and we are still in a downtrend. But as the market is going lower, there are pullbacks, and I'm basically looking for a bit of a pullback, release of this selling pressure before a continuation of the longer term trend, or until we see any signs that this longer term trend is actually coming to a halt and maybe we see some reversals. So I want to start with the one that I like the most, and that is the Russell, the US 2000. And this is the daily chart. And as we can see, we came down and touched this level around the 1640, which we have been here in the past. So this is the low from the previous move lower. We actually stopped at the exact same level and we bounced up. We pulled back. We couldn't push lower, and now we're bouncing up again. So what I'm looking for is a break above the high of this bullish candle right here in and around the 1727 area, this purple line. Now I want to move into the weekly, because on the weekly we can see those bounces off the same level. So here we have a downtrend on the weekly. We touched this level and here we bounced up and we pushed quite strongly. So actually from this area we were able to make a higher high on the weekly chart. Then we started to trend lower again and found support. So I'm looking again from a bounce off this level, because my rationale is if we had a bounce from this level that was able to make a higher high, potentially we can see some more buyers coming to defend this level again. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to bounce higher and continue higher, but I'm looking for a little bit more of this bounce and potentially in and around the 1770 for a potential target. You can see there's a couple of touches at that area. But to confirm a potential move, I need to see a break above this bearish rejection level, which is basically the same line that we had a look at on the daily chart. So this is that area. So I'll be looking down into lower time frame to see if we've got a continuation of a newly formed uptrend, so potentially on the 4 hours or even on the 1 hour. So currently we can see we're trying to turn, but there's no clear confirmation of a direction yet. So those are the levels that I'm watching on the Russell. The other one is the ASX 200, and it's a similar scenario here. So if I move into the weekly though, we can see that we are touched at that level before. So we bounce off that level. In this case, we haven't made a higher high. So we are still in a confirmed downtrend on the weekly chart here, but we bounce quite strongly from that level and we're touching it again. We touch it, rejected, came back down again, and now we're trying to move higher. So again, I'm looking at the break of this bearish rejection candle to the upside. So if we'll take a look on the daily, we've marked that level, and this is the top of the spike over here. So we're sitting pretty close to that area. So if I'll drop down into lower time frame, it's the same idea. I'm looking for confirmation of a newly formed trend on this lower time frame and a potential move, but I'm only looking for bullish opportunities if and when we close above those areas. So to confirm that there are more bullish momentum behind that move. So if we'll come back into the daily chart, then where to if indeed we break and close higher and there is a nice opportunity. In this case is less clear, but in and around this area, around the 6700, again a round number, and we can see that the 6700 has been a level of support and resistance in the past. So it's a short-term trading opportunity, is looking at pullbacks, but I'm looking for a bit of release of the selling pressure and a bit of a continuation of this bounce, of this pullback that started yesterday. The reason why I like these two indexes because they are a bit clearer from a technical point of view. If we have a look, for example, on the DAX, the German index, and I'll move here into the weekly, then what we can see is that we actually haven't bounced off the same level. We made a lower low. And you can see here, when we did bounce off the same level, we actually got a nice pullback over here. But on the DAX, we came back even in here again and bounced again. So there is reactions to those levels, but right now we're sitting below that. So could be that potentially we will pull back into this 12,500, and then if we're starting to look bearish again, then I'll be looking at this 12,500 for a potential move lower. A similar story is with the S&P. And if we'll take a look here on the weekly chart, what we can spot is that again we are making lower lows. So I'm looking at a similar level for potential bounce, because in this case again we made a lower lows. So I don't have that added supportive technical ingredients of bouncing off a similar level. Happy trading, everyone!